Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Jaclyn Smith, where we do makeup, talk about beauty, all the fun things. So this look today is going to be another full makeup look. I will be filming all day after this, so everything I do in this video, the steps that I take, my main focus is not only to have a good look for my makeup, but to make it last all day. That is so important to me. I'm so busy. I know a lot of y'all are busy. So if I can just set up my makeup to where it's lasting all day, it makes me feel really good. So I started with a clean face. I added a little bit more moisturizing gel by Clinique. And now I'm adding the foundation. I use the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation and concealer. I'm in shade Sesame. It is a yellow undertone foundation, which I use because I do have extreme redness in my face, and yellow color corrects over red. So I just apply the first layer, and I'm using a Morphe blending brush to blend everything in, not being too particular about how it looks, just as long as it's all on there and generally even. And this is where I get a little more picky. I go back over a second round, just over the extreme red parts, nose, chin, apples of the cheeks. If I have any breakouts, I would add concealer at this point. But I've been drinking my water, y'all, so not too many breakouts right now. So here I'm using a beauty sponge. A beauty sponge. I want to say this one is e.l.f. I did dampen it before I started the video. It works so much better that way. It just gives you a nice even coverage. It gets rid of the brush strokes. I just love, love, love using a beauty blender or beauty sponge. So then we're going to quickly set this look, set the foundation, starting with the under eyes first, as to hopefully prevent any kind of major creasing under the eyes. You don't have to use as much powder as I do, but the reason why I use a lot of setting powder is because this lasts all day. I swear it does. So here I'm just setting, again, mainly in the T-zone, where I would maybe get a little oily throughout the day, where we all kind of do, around the nose, maybe on the chin a little bit. Eyelids, you want to make sure those are super set. And I'm also making sure to not do any swiping motions, that everything is just a pat, a dab, if you will. And don't forget the ears. I mean, I have long hair. You can't normally see my ears anyways, but just in case I decided to pull my hair up, I was like, oh yeah, let me get my ears. So now I'm just moving. I'm using the same loose powder, Air Spun. It's old school. Your grandma probably uses it. She probably still does. I love it. I just use what works, you guys. Sometimes it's high-end. Sometimes it's drugstore. I just use what works for me. This is, I want to say, a crown brush. Just a powder brush, and I'm just buffing in even further the loose powder. Gotta get caffeinated. Hey to all my Texas people out there. Cleaning up the under eyes. All right, now what we're gonna do with this look today is I only used one eyeshadow color. I wasn't gonna use the yellow like I normally do, but I said, hey, let me show them how to do a really cool look using one color. We're just gonna focus it more in other places and blend it out in other places. I'll show you. So I'm using a Jane Iredale brush. I wanna say this is their shader brush, but it's kind of flat, which I love, and it applies eyeshadow just lovely. Not a lot of fallout. This is the Jaclyn X Morphe palette. They have a couple collaborations. So I want to say this is their second one together. And I'm obsessed with this shade. I wear it almost every day. I'm a warm tone kind of a girl. And all I'm really doing is concentrating the color on the eyelid and going a little bit into the crease. And then here it doesn't look clean, but this is a clean Morphe blending brush. I've just had it for forever, so even when I clean it, it doesn't look clean anymore. I have a bazillion of those blending brushes. So all I'm doing here is just blending out the color. I haven't changed any colors. There's no color on the other brush, and I'm just blending it out. I don't get too, precise or crazy. I love doing this trick as well. So this is another Morphe brush that has a nice tip to it, kind of a dome tip to it, and it's very dense. It's great to clean up any kind of mistakes or any kind of areas where you need to clean up. So I'm just going back again, same original eyeshadow brush, and I'm concentrating on the outer corner. And that way we pack a little bit more punch with the color there. So as y'all know, I'm a huge eyeliner person, so that's my main focus. Dancing always helps in the morning. So here I'm just using an e.l.f. brush to apply the exact same color on the lower lid. I'm sorry, lower lash line, lower lid, lower lash line. I don't wear eyeliner anymore. And the reason why is I just feel like it runs and I have to reapply constantly. So I transitioned a few years ago and started doing eyeshadow as my eyeliner and just kind of buffing it out, and I've been loving that look. And because I did all of that foundation and powder and everything and set the face before I did the eyes, everything that is underneath the eye is just going to stay there all day long. It might fade just a little, but it really does stay because the powder's already set. All the other makeup on the face is already set, so underneath it stays set. So now moving on to the star of the show, the eyeliner. I used the NYX Epic Ink liner. It's a pen. I love this one. Talk about it all the time. And I just take one little stroke at a time. I've been doing this look for a long time and I still make little mistakes, and it's okay. We just go with it. And I start with the outer corner and I just do 2 little dots on the outside, and then I start to pull that line from the outer corner of the eye, generally aiming for the brow bone. You can go further out, you can go further up and do like a true cat eye and get real sassy with it. Some days I do, some days I don't. And then I just fill everything in, and I really do like to let the brush, or the pen I should say, I let the pen do the work for me. When I fill in, I want to make sure the lash line is completely filled in, no gaps, nothing like that. And then the reason I feel like maybe it takes a little longer to do this eyeliner look is only because I do pull back and look after almost every stroke to make sure everything is even and that they look generally the same. My eyes are very different. One is kind of more almond and one is more round. I feel like a lot of us have that where one eye kind of has a different shape than the other one. So you just kind of got to do the best you can here. I'm just filling it in and making sure, that one was thicker than the other, so I thickened up the other side. And then here in a moment, we're going to clean up the wing liner. Yes, they're done. I always feel so excited when I'm done with that part. So I'm just cleaning it up. I believe that's a Brow Gal spoolie / angled brush. I just put a little toner on there, and while the eyeliner is still just a little bit wet, this is a great time to clean anything up, any wobbles or anything like that. I forgot to curl my eyelashes before I did the eyeliner. So all I did is I warmed up my fingers and just curled them with my fingers. I'm going to apply a couple of coats, a lot of coats of mascara. This is the Maybelline Colossal Volume mascara. And I just blink into it. I blink into the mascara. That's my favorite technique. I just kind of feel for it. And then on the second or third round, I do get more precise and do the actual combing of the brushes. But I just like to put on a good amount of mascara, maybe hit the bottom lashes a couple times. Sometimes I do the bottom lashes, sometimes I don't. It just depends. And to be honest, sometimes I just forget. So we're all human, right? Yeah, hitting those bottom lashes just a little bit. And I like just doing mascara because it doesn't take away. If I did a big false lash, I mean, those are gorgeous, but it really does take away from the liner. And I want to say that's probably why I get a lot of compliments on the liner, is because I don't cover up that beautiful work with lashes. I love lashes. It's a tough choice, lashes or liner. I'm a liner girl. So now I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. I just go super quick. I like my natural brows already. They just are a little bit sparse here and there. So I just use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I use the darkest contour color with an angled brush, and I just fill in my brows. I like to put a little more color, if you will, at the highest point of the brow to raise more, to raise and lift the brow even higher, because the higher the brow, the more lifted the face looks, the more just youthful and overall happy we look. So here, because I use a powder for my eyebrows, I just used a clean Morphe brush to clean up. There's no product, no concealer, no nothing on that one. I just used it to clean it up. A couple more hits of mascara. There's never enough. All right, my favorite time. So time to warm up the face and bring some life and character back in and some shape, a little bit of contouring. We'll get to that. So this is the Hoola bronzer, and I'm using a Real Techniques powder brush or face brush. Always drag it down into the neck. A little trick if you want to make your neck look maybe a little thinner, maybe do a little heavier application on the outsides of the neck like I did. Just a couple hits, nothing crazy. No one will ever know. So I like to do bronzer almost all over the face. I have a pretty giant forehead, as you can tell, so I like to kind of window that down. And bronzer, don't forget, bronzer is mimicking a tan, which means where the sun would hit, right? So you can kind of hit it wherever you want. Highest points of the face for bronzer. Now I'm going in with a Morphe, just a compact dome brush. I'm going with the medium and the dark shade kind of blended on the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just doing a light contour. As you can see, I'm making the little fishy face. That way y'all can try that trick. I get a lot of contour questions on how to do it. Where do you put the contour? And I just do a little bit, and I put it right under the jawline. And if you don't know exactly where that is, make the little fishy face. And right where that indentation is where you want to put that contour. I'm adding a little bit more under the chin, under the jawline. Yes. I'm using the bigger powder brush again, my bronzer brush, and I'm using the medium shade just to kind of give it one more hit of glow. And if I wasn't filming with my channel and for my other channel and this was just a regular makeup look, I probably wouldn't put as much bronzer on, but because I have that ring light on and that ring light stays on for all of my videos, I love the ring light, but it washes out your makeup. So for me to look, bronzed and all that, I do add a little bit more on days that I film. So now I'm going in with highlighter. This is a Morphe highlighter palette, a Morphe brush. And I use my finger just to hit the Cupid's bow, tip of the nose, and the highest points of the brow bone. And then I blend everything out. Highest points only with highlighter. That's a Sonia Kashuk blush brush and surprise, surprise, another Morphe product. A Morphe is an old school blush palette. I've been using it forever, for a couple years. I still have that thing. It's still kicking. So I'm using actually a little bit of darker shades today because I am going to be using a very dark Vampy lipstick. And I'm obsessed with blush. It's my favorite thing to do. I do it last before I do the lipstick. And it does look very extreme, but blush does fade really quickly. And when you wear a dark or bold lip, like this one, for example, it will fade any kind of bronzer or blush look. That's the Morphe setting spray. It works so well, but also helps the makeup look last all day. And for the final touch here, of course, we got to get those lips on. So this is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in shade Vampira. No matter where I go, if I'm wearing this lipstick, someone is going to say something, hey, what is that lipstick? I get compliments on it all the time. On my other channel, in person. I've been wearing it for years. It lasts for a really, really long time. It goes on very easily. I love the formula. I have a couple other of her shades as well. I can't say enough good things about her lip colors, or the liquid lips. So that's about it, you guys. I'm just going over and make sure, yep, fix that nose ring, and got to go curl the hair and all that. But thank you so much for being here. I love y'all so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked this video and want to see more. And I will see y'all soon. Bye.